Good morning, you beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great start to your Sunday. And we're going to keep that loving flow and light going with a satsang. So, this is just a little personal thing. There's been four people that I've lost during this quarantine, and all of them but one have been suicide. So today we're really just going to open up that heart center. We're really just going to dive deep into gratitude. We're going to really just liberate ourselves from any attachment and pain. So, allow yourself to take a nice deep breath and release all tension with your exhale. That sigh of relief. And as you get those last few wiggles out, we allow ourselves to chant the divine Om, simply focusing on taking a deep breath when you hear that tap of the bell and releasing that powerful chant, shifting all of your attention to the sound. And with this final tap of the bell, you allow yourself again to take a nice deep inhalation when you hear that sound. And hold it as long as you can comfortably within the body. And as the sound dissipates, you simply and effortlessly let go of that breath. As all external and internal happenings come to a standstill and calm. Simply resting within ourselves, marinating in the stillness, the presence of our own being. It's here when we let go the expectations, the desire to do, and rest and marinate within our beingness. We relax, we calm, we let go. And it's in this space, so akin to waking up, feeling weightless, with the quiet simply observed as peace within us. Now we come to love, that we observe and feel grateful for. Akin to those moments of success or awestruck in the sight of beauty. There's nothing more powerful than simply letting go and allowing yourself to experience life in this present moment we all know and call now. I lovingly invite you into this space of the heart to observe the aroma of your pureness, to give it your attention, to recognize that it's not something coming outside of you, it's radiating from you. And the calm, the peace, the goodness in which we observe is again the smoke to the fire that is your pure love and light. And there's nothing more than we can express but simple gratitude, praise, thankfulness to this awesome and beautiful experience we call life. For it's here we gain the lessons, for it's here we experience contrast, and it's here we come to recognize the true source of all beings and all things. Come to recognize yourself as the love and light that guides this body. Come to see the body as an ethereal mass in which you control. For your light of love is the puppet master, and this body is the puppet. You operate in will and affection, intuition and light. But when we believe ourselves to be the puppet, it's here we become lost and confused, dealing with the turmoils happening within the form and giving them 100% of our attention, our divine affection of the heart. Let go of such misconceptions. Recognize that this form operates more like a radio. It is a receiver, but you are the perceiver of all. This form collects data outside of you, processes it inside of itself. Yet here you stand as the observer of both the internal and external worlds. You are powerful. You are a god and goddess of creation. But you must recognize your true position, this light, this source of all. For when this power is given to the form, the ego in other terms, and knowings, it turns from a selfless power to a selfish one. It no longer serves the greater I, but the lesser. It no longer remains in its ocean of inclusion, but becomes a rock, the sedentary object of separation at its depths. You're not alone. You've never been alone. Here you must observe that your lineage, your ancestral origins, your ancestors precede you. And at all times you are surrounded by love, for that's all there truly is. This experience is the union of spirit embodying matter, but it's up to you to harmonize such a happening. And the first step is recognizing that you hold the key to any and all doors in which you want to unlock. You are never truly alone because there is always someone that loves you. The nearly 8 billion people flying through this rock with you. You must recognize that you are more loved than you could ever imagine. The mind might question, how can all be love in a world filled with suffering and pain? But here you must understand that everyone loves different things and aspects of this world. Our strife is created by the few that love power and love money, things. Our world experiences suffering because many are caught in the delusion of loving the lesser I and not recognizing that all share the same source. Just like when we don't know something, when we learn, we have the revelatory moments, the ahas, and awaken to the truth, letting go of the false. Here in this moment of stillness, of rest, in which we're sharing together, we naturally are sending out energies to have many and countless others on the precipice of these recognitions awaken to them, so we can bring them back from the edge of despair, from the shadows of darkness, and to come home to the light, return to the ocean of pure love. It's here we must recognize every disturbance within us arises because we give it our attention. So allow yourself to fully fix your gaze towards yourself, the silent witness, the observer, and watch all else dissolve and crumble away before your mighty power of love. And take a long, deep inhalation, filling yourself up with that light, that energy all around you. And effortlessly release it whenever the body wills it to. Keep your attention fixed upon the knowing of form, the image of light entering your body, filling up each and every cell. And again, take a long, deep inhalation. holding it as comfortably as you can as your physical body radiates with light, shining brighter than the sun itself. And again, allow yourself to observe all happenings effortlessly. And as the breath drops away, observe the body becoming lighter and lighter as these barriers of self and otherness dissolve into the immersion of life itself. And again, take one deep breath, filling yourself up with light and holding it as long as you can. As you shine bright like the star you truly are, allow yourself to drop away and simply observe everything, the inner, the outer, the mind itself, without judgment, without characterization. Simply watch effortlessly as the beingness truly does already. And know that any peace, any relaxation, any calm, whatever is observed radiates from you. For your truth, you are not the thoughts, you are not the emotions, you are not the sensations, you are the observer and creator, the giver of life to them. For they don't exist unless you give them your loving light. You create everything in this world. So come to create inner union within yourself. Take a deep breath, imagining roots extending from your feet in the base of the spine as they dig deep within the earth. Take another deep breath as your sacral center branches out and latches onto the body in infinite directions, stabilizing itself as if it's affixed with bungees and anchors of light. Take another deep breath as your solar plexus shines bright like you're igniting a furnace, leaving the sensation and knowing of an immovable force, that mountain of trust and faith within yourself. Take another deep breath as your heart opens up and blossoms like a flower in the springtime, receiving all rays of love and light around you, and pouring out that sweet aroma of calm and love and union to all around you. Take another deep breath as you dust the cobwebs off your voice box of truth, as it clears and projects itself with effortlessness and ease, as it's aligned and harmonized with the truth of this world and universe. Take another deep breath as you rub out the sleepies of the third eye, massaging it awake and open. And take another deep breath as you open up your crown like a whale surfacing for air. As you draw in life and connect yourself back with the source of all. And again, take a long, deep inhalation as you breathe in from each center within your body, these 7 rays, these 7 temples, as you harmonize and gain balance and stability to your own inner temple itself. And as you hold that breath, simply remain in that loving gratitude for life, to experience such beauty. And when you hear the tap of the bell, take a long and deep inhalation and chant out the powerful and divine Om. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. Really no better way to start the day. And this is the time to ask questions. If you have any, feel free to drop those in the comments. The question that I'm going to respond to today is actually something that came from a personal conversation on my own little Facebook account. And this is really because it's incredibly important, I feel, for everyone to hear. I was asked, how do you stay so positive and upbeat even when all of this stuff is happening? And for those of you who know, this stuff is that a childhood friend, close friend, person grew up with and reconnected with as adults, passed away. And as I mentioned earlier, he was one of those involved in the suicide. And to sit there and say that things don't hurt, that I can't experience pain and suffering is just another misconception. It's not true at all. I think one of the things about spiritual development is that when you really open up these floodgates and start to heal and liberate yourself and cut these threads of attachment, you actually, gain the capacity, your capacity increases, you could say. So your highs can be even higher than ever conceived, but your lows can also be incredibly low because you have more understanding and really recognize how absurd a lot of these things are and truly just heartbreaking it can be because it's just that misconception, a trap, a cul-de-sac, whatever you want to see it as. So for people to assume that I'm not feeling things is wrong, it's just the fact that I don't allow the ego to kind of hijack my experience like that. I can still feel the pain of loss like we all do. But for me, it's more of the remembrance of the good that supersedes any type of darkness. You can't have shadow without light. So I choose to focus on the light. I choose to shift my attention of affection towards the good and really to take on that loss and, like all suffering, transform it into my own power, to live my life in the remembrance of that person by being the best being I can. This friend that I lost, he was such a loving and kind person and always upbeat and borderline crazy with some of the stuff he would do. But to me, that I must pay homage to that by being the best I can to make up for the love and light that our world lost. And that's kind of each of our roles and responsibilities here is reminding people that, we shouldn't just be reaching out to each other when we lose someone. We shouldn't just, engage and reconnect after we have to go through a tragedy. That shouldn't be how life is. And the only thing that we can do to really make a difference is to stop those negative cycles from happening. So again, when you ask me like how can I stay positive, how can I stay upbeat with all this, what other choice do you really have? What does it do for you and anyone else to be negative and mopey and stagnant, to take steps backwards and to just put yourself in the same category in which brought the situation in the first place? We all experience highs and lows, but that is never a justification for you to put that upon someone else. And in truth, the only way we can truly heal is to fully accept what happened. And that doesn't mean you forget, it means you apply the lessons learned and continue to move forward. Life doesn't stop for any of us. And the most important thing we can do for ourselves and others is to be that light of love and growth. You know, it's funny because as kind of a spiritual facilitator, a guru, whatever you want to call it, a being, as I like to see it, I'm no one special, is that everyone always assumes that, everything about you and your your personal things. And again, just because I put a smile on my face doesn't mean that I'm not hurting. But again, it's turning it into love. It's turning it into calm. It's transforming that chaos into clarity so that I can be a better being and then you know, I can live in the honor of my friend and make him proud. Just don't don't go throughout this day not letting someone you know that you love them. Reach out to people. We all need it. We're in darker times than ever, but we are so close to truly transforming this place for the better. But everyone, each of us, you must take a stand for what you believe and what you love, what you know is truth, and seek to always keep evolving and unfolding that great mystery. May the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Now, if you can, I'd appreciate a like, I'd appreciate a subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you can, check the description. If you like what I do here, support FSP in a GoFundMe. It's for the Community Through Unity event, but those funds do help me do this type of stuff more and serve the community more and the love and light that needs to be spread in this darkened world. So I love you so much. Have a great day. Namaste. I bow to that divine within you. And love better. Have a great one. Peace.